Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cloud Wars Live, where we explore today's digital revolution by speaking with business executives and thought leaders who are changing how the world lives, works, plays, learns, and dreams. We've got several episodes for you from the recent Sapphire Now 2019 event held in Orlando, which is SAP's annual Global Customer and Partner Conference. We've got CEO Bill McDermott. We'll also have the CEO of Qualtrics, Ryan Smith. We'll have SAP Chief Operating Officer, Christian Klein, SAP Chief Technology Officer, Jürgen Muller, and also a customer who's both a customer of SAP and Qualtrics, and that's TJ Graven, Senior Vice President of Global IT for Under Armour. We hope you enjoy these episodes. We look forward to getting your feedback, and we'll see you again soon at Cloud Wars Live. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We're here at Sapphire. It's a pleasure to speak with TJ Graven, Senior Vice President of Global IT for Under Armour. TJ, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Bob. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's been fun seeing some of the things about Under Armour on the videos at the keynotes and the interesting position your company's in today, because in some respects, a customer of SAP, a customer of Qualtrics, and the notion of innovation comes up over and over here, both from your company and what we're hearing inside here. TJ, tell us about the role that your team can play in helping to drive innovation within Under Armour.
Sure, Bob. Well, I'd say, first of all, the company, Under Armour was founded on an innovation, and an innovation in our products. So if you think about what started as a moisture-wicking t-shirt that solved the problem, had a lot of technology just in that product. So it starts there for us, and then I think about innovation, we think about it in, our leadership team thinks about it in a lot of different ways. It's not just about new product, or it can be about a business process. It can be about running an operation in a new way. It's creative ideas to campaigns and how we market our products. It's tailoring relevant messaging to our consumer that allows them to connect with us digitally in a meaningful way. And so it's really in our DNA, and it's sort of part of our history, and 21 years of trying to be innovative and really driving at that consumer in a way that adds value to their life is part of what we do.
Yeah, and I loved your mission statement. I saw it's something like, creating performance solutions that you never knew you needed, but now you can't live without. That's pretty powerful. Now, how can the IT team help live up to that, very lofty mission?
It's a great question. When we think about really how we do that, for a technology professional, it's primarily understanding our business, our processes in the context, our competitive environment. I think those, understanding our business deeply allows us to really be thoughtful and anticipate, where things are going. So we're architecting and working with partners like SAP and other partners in our ecosystem to help sort of architect great solutions that allow us to sort of be ahead. And I think that's on us. We have to do it. And I think the other thing is really partnering with our other leaders to help them sort of think through things that might not be native to their teams and their skill sets. So helping them solve and achieve their objectives through technology.
So just to pick up on that, TJ, a little bit too, is you mentioned the other leaders. So right now, things change so quickly in the business world and the technology world. What are the other senior leaders within Under Armour looking to you and your team for?
I think it's a thought partner. I think ultimately it's technology changes so fast, but so do operations, and technology's impact on the way we work and the way we live and the way we transact our business is something that you can't expect a single person to sort of see. And so I think that's really the role of the technology team, is to help them think about how they design the roadmaps. And so that's really how we operate. And so we're looking for those types of leaders who sometimes come out of the functions and can help architect business process or solve problems, not always with code, but with good, thoughtful concepts of how to architect solutions.
Yeah, and so then how is the tie-in with SAP going in this time? And huge growth for your company, the innovation in your products, and you hear stuff like you get 10,000 runners almost get their voices into the product development cycle, not afterward.
Right. It's the SAP, how's it going with SAP in terms of where they're adding value in a couple different spaces. I think when I look at, they're such a great partner across the board. I think they're at the table with us, and they're helpful, not just in providing solutions, but a lot of times sort of helping us sort of think about things as they're coming and how we react to them. So they're there. We've done a lot of things around single view of the consumer, where we bring together sort of commercial information with consumer running information or health and fitness data that they share with us and they opt in to share with us. And it's unique views, and so to this point it's been analytical insights. It's been, it allows us to sort of help our marketers and help our teams sort of learn about the consumer in a meaningful way. Now we're starting to see the opportunity, and we're really diving into personalization at scale and investing in these platforms that allow us to create a genuine experience with you that's unique because of something you've done, and just add a little bit more value to that exchange and interactions to earn more time with you so we can do a better job for you.
And now a quick break to hear from our sponsor. SAP Experience Management is helping businesses connect to their customers and then connect customers back to those businesses. Just listening to your customers is not enough. Businesses need to respond, react, and relate to them as individuals. Each one of them has his or her own likes, dislikes, and preferences. By combining experience data with operational data, SAP can help your business turn customer insights into actions that make their experiences better. SAP Experience Management helps you turn customers into fanatics and products into obsessions. Learn more at sap.com/xm. The best on SAP. Now back to the show. TJ, one thing with that, if 5 years ago somebody had said, hey, you need to deliver personalization at scale, was that possible a few years ago?
I think the personalization at scale was not, and I don't think if somebody was doing it really well, I'd like to know who they are, because it's really hard. I mean, it's the idea of creating a meaningful experience, but not encroaching on that experience and over branding or overselling or sort of freaking you out. I mean, that's a really hard thing to avoid. So, the smarter you are, the more data you are, the better you structure it, the better that opportunity. So we're thinking a lot about that.
So you've been, Under Armour's been a showcase company for both Qualtrics and SAP. So what did you think when you heard about the acquisition?
Well, we have several relationships with Qualtrics that predated the acquisition. Yeah. So we're doing some things on the product side to make sure that that we're using information and consumer feedback to drive the product lifecycle and understand that consumer better. And we're also using it on the brand side. So I'm encouraged. I think the opportunity this whole X&O, this opportunity to connect the consumer experience with operations is a huge unlock. And I can see it in a lot of places around just that consumer experience and those friction points that you have with a brand and a business that affect you long term. If the business understands that, we can really understand what that is and actually act on it and do things differently. It's a big thing for us. So we're pretty excited.
TJ, you hear a lot these days about companies say, well, we want to bring our customers into the product development process, and it's fairly easy to say, but from what you've just described, it's got to be hard to do.
I mean, bringing consumers into it is very difficult. We have a relatively long product life cycle, so we've got a lot of long lead time, and so sometimes that can make you just can't affect that change as fast, and so consumer feedback is hard to integrate into the product fast. So the ability to scale that and get a lot of feedback fast on early prototypes or samples really gives you the ability to affect that process and keep that cycle time short. So it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, and so as you move through that, all those things you're talking about, the new way of viewing customers, very competitive business you're in, consumers are demanding, market's moving fast. How do you try to, marry up those X's and O's that's sort of the promise of this merger, and how's that going to help you please the customers?
I mean, it's a simple example for me is when if you go to buy something and we don't have it in stock, we might have shown it on the website at some point, something's changed, and we might not track that experience as simply or as quickly. And so I'm not able to diagnose a problem and solve it. If it's a systemic problem or an inventory problem, I don't have that information readily. It's not part of our DNA to sort of gauge the customer in that space, but it's a huge opportunity to make your experience better. So that's a simple one that we face on a daily basis. And you can see them across the portfolio. Think about the employee experience that we've had. And that's a big opportunity for us too, to use the information and how our employees feel. We want the best talent. We want them to be happy with us. We want them to understand, that they do have a voice within and how we run the company. And so that's a great opportunity for us as well.
Perfect, because I wanted to ask you about that too. Again, with all the things that are going on out in the world and the demands that are being put on you and your team to help, keep Under Armour moving ahead of everybody and in lockstep with their consumers. What about this, the war for talent these days, and where do you look for the sorts of people that are going to help you move on to these new levels?
Yeah, I think it is a war for talent, no question about it. And there's, I'm looking for intellectually curious people who want to be lifelong learners and constant learners, because they're more fun to work with, and you build an environment that's like that. And so Under Armour's full of those people, and is full of that kind of talent. And I think about the environment that when I came into the company about 4 years ago, there's just so much excitement and just it's palpable. And so, finding people like that who who are interested in business architecture and in technical architecture and designing solutions that solve problems they're hard to find. And when you do find them, you've got to be smart and keep them and make sure you're doing the right things by them. So
yeah, I always thought it was puzzling when you'd hear IT leaders talk about, our job is to align with the business, because it implied they were not a part of the business. And from what you're describing, that things are fully meshed within Under Armour.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I mean, it's true. We don't have a separate. I don't have a technology strategy. We certainly have roadmaps and we have principles and we have sort of architectures, reference architectures. But we, our teams. Our success is all measured in the same way. It's making our consumers better and making our athletes better, and we think about that a lot. So I think having technology woven throughout the business strategies and the functional teams and the regional teams is really a more effective way to run the function, at least at Under Armour, for sure.
Okay. And TJ, last, could you talk a little bit about what your priorities are right now for you and your team, and where you see the team headed?
Sure. I mean, our priorities right now. I mean, we work a lot. There's three things that are super important from my perspective, and that's alignment around roadmaps. So the work that we're doing, and so do we have the kind of alignment that we want to have? And so that's, in many ways, it's my job working with the senior leaders and my peers as we sort of ensure what we're going to do, decide what we're going to do together. Then it's about transparency. So are we communicating well with the rest of the organization? Are we able to sort of share our story and tell our story? Do people understand our mission and what our role is in their business? Because that's really important. And then you can't ignore execution. I mean, it's really about getting the work done and getting the work done in a high quality way. And so that's a pillar for us. So that'd be the primary priorities for us.
Okay, well, that sounds like it'll keep you busy.
Yeah, I think so.
And TJ, also, if you need, I don't know if it's a new category for Under Armour, if you need like sort of an over-the-hill, not very good, but enthusiastic basketball player, I'm ready. You guys just let me know.
Sounds great. There's a basketball court right down here. We'll give you tryouts. That's good. Very
All right.
good. Very good.
Perfect, TJ. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
million.
It's
It was
a pleasure.
great.
Thank you.